I think it's funny that Laurel still has that same unprofessional voicemail. So I'm going to talk about the first episode of the final season of How to Get Away with Murder, dive into some new theories based on what we know in next week's new promo trailer, and this will contain spoilers. But before we get started, thank you so much for watching. What did you think about the first episode of the final season? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'll be releasing new videos for How to Get Away with Murder weekly, so hit subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. There were so many new questions presented, and I literally have no idea where to start. So we're just gonna go character by character, and then we'll save the best for last. Honestly, not really much going on with Bonnie this episode, but Frank, poor guy, still thinks Laurel didn't disappear on her own, which I am sticking to until I am proven wrong. I know there have been some theories that Frank was involved, but based on his actions, it really doesn't seem like it. And I know it could be an act, but he does seem genuinely worried. And to top it off, he finds that key inside the picture frame at the very end of the episode, which could be a come find me clue, or it could be something else altogether. I really don't have enough to go on here. Moving on to Nate, Bonnie's accomplice in murder, is still on the hunt to find the governor, for good reason, but this leads him to Tegan, who is a suspect in Emmett's death. That's right! He dead, which I definitely got wrong. Then Tegan was forced to sign some paperwork to have Emmett's body autopsied in London. And then Nate finds some pictures of Tegan and Jorge Castillo being all best buds. Double As I've stated before, Tegan's clearly been hiding something. Now, I don't think she's out for malicious intent, nor did she poison Emmett. That would be entirely too obvious. But I definitely think she's involved much deeper and knows a lot more than she's letting on. She could possibly even know about all the murders the other kids and Annalise have committed. Maybe she even knows where Laurel is. Maybe they could be working together. She did coincidentally call her at the very exact same time that Laurel went missing to distract Annalise. Seems a little suspect. Side note, that scene where Nate confronts Tegan and Tegan basically owns him, these are the reasons I like this woman. Okay, let's talk about Colliver. They seem to be adjusting well considering they're the worst babysitters on the planet, but we do find out that Laurel and Christopher have been missing for about a week now, and Oliver's gotten all tough and like, let's go torture some people. Connor's still obsessed with finding out what Annalise chose him for the Keating 5, and this becomes more apparent when Oliver finds an article that may be about Michaela's birth father, and we finally get a last name, which is Dwight Halpern. Speaking of Michaela, she and Gabriel did the deed. And it becomes clear that she has abandonment issues, rightfully so, but it looks like she's one of the ones that took Laurel's disappearance the hardest, almost as a sign of betrayal, which I do find very interesting, so I'm excited to see how that develops. Anyway, Michaela and Gabriel bone, and she tells him that Laurel left. She's not missing, but she took Christopher and left. So we can assume he's probably gonna get even more involved now, especially because they're gonna end up related somehow, which I am sticking to until I am proven wrong. Okay, after Michaela leaves, Gabriel gets a call from Mommy Vivian Dearest, and turns out Mommy's in town, and we do have a confirmed actress for it. Yeah, totally saw that, as if it wasn't already completely obvious. Anyway, she's looking hella suspicious, and she has a hotel in town. She has a box labeled Sam Keating. Then she gets a text from a number withheld saying that Annalise is back in town. And I know I haven't talked about Annalise yet, but we'll get to that. Anyway, that could mean one of the Keating 5, or Bonnie, or Frank, or Nate could be in communication with Vivian because they're the only ones that knew Annalise was back. Or it could mean that Telesco has been telling Annalise all along, and Vivian has been working with the FBI and Telesco in order to get justice for Sam's death. We know Gabriel was sent to find the truth about Sam, and we can be pretty sure that Vivian sent him as a pawn to find out more information. Either way, she's in town, she's gonna confront Annalise, and shit's about to go down. But let's just slow down and talk about Asher. Sweet little lovable Asher. Can I just say, I love how his relationship has evolved with Michaela. Like, you can tell he still cares for her deeply, but he's just mature about it, which is saying something for Asher. They're just sharing ice cream, he's just there for her so she can talk. Then he tells Michaela that Annalise knew her birth father. Okay, but let's rewind. Turns out that fireplace poker scene in the trailer where everyone's just wailing is just them hitting a sofa cushion. But it allowed everyone to let out their insecurities and their frustrations, which I thought was really cool. And also allowed Asher to spill the beans. Oh, and guess what? Michaela's pissed. But silver lining, we do find out that the fireplace poker is the murder weapon for the murder that occurs in the flash forwards for the death of Annalise Keating. All right, Annalise. Here's the thing, until I see her beaten, bleeding, and taking her last breath, I do not believe for 1 second that Annalise is in that coffin. The symbolism of starting and ending the episode with Annalise's funeral was brilliant, but I cannot be the only one who saw that scene and was like, nope, lie, as soon as the picture was revealed. Anyway, Annalise took Emmett's death and then the disappearance of Laura and Christopher really hard. She went on like an alcohol and drug bender, ended up in the hospital, then ended up in rehab, and there were just so many emotionally driven development moments for her character in this episode. It was both beautiful and just heartbreaking. And then she opens up to her rehab roommate Sally or something, and she confesses her involvement in Sam's death, which it's definitely been minimized, but I think it's gonna come back to be a pretty big deal later on in this season. But here's the thing. How do you get away with the murder? All the murders. You fake your death. And that is what I'm sticking to until I am proven wrong. But let's say I am wrong and she does die, which she doesn't. The episode 2 promo does reveal some prime suspects. Tegan, Michaela, Vivian, could be Bonnie when she finds out about Miller being innocent, could be Connor, we all know he has a temper, or maybe it's Telesco and she just takes things into her own hands. Could be the governor, or Jorge Castillo. Good lord, this woman has a lot of people that want her dead. Anyway, those are my thoughts on where I think the show could be going. If I'm being completely honest, it wasn't my favorite How to Get Away with Murder season premiere, but I do think it was a really good way to kick off the final season. Let me know what you thought. Did you like the episode? Do you think Annalise is really going to die? Let me know all your thoughts and predictions down below, and let's talk about it. If you want to see any of my in-depth prediction videos, click one here, and then hit that thumbs up. It really helps me out, and then hit subscribe with a sound notification bell. Until next time, shine on, you crazy diamonds.